Good day, sir. My name is Pinky Bipal of BSHM 3D, and I will be answering 5 questions for my prelim oral assessment. First question is, what do you think is the primary responsibility of the rooms division in the operations of a hotel? Discuss how the 4 departments involved in rooms division help them achieving their goals. So, Rooms Division Department consists of 4 helping hand departments to reach the goal of customer satisfaction. The 2 revenue centers such as Front Office Department, Housekeeping Department, the 2 cost centers such as Security Department, and the Engineering Department. So, one primary responsibility of the Rooms Division Department is the creation of plans to maximize the average daily rate and the percentage of occupancy. Rooms division is only available on 5-star hotels, luxury hotels, full-service hotel, and international hotel. The 4 departments involving in rooms division are the front office that helps to ensure that they sells their rooms to maximize the revenue of the hotel. Housekeeping that ensures the cleanliness and maintenance of rooms of the hotel, the security department that assures to provide a safe and private environment for the guests, and lastly, the maintenance and engineering department that makes sure that the products or the rooms and facilities of the hotel are always on its standard condition in order to satisfy the guests. Second question is, explain the general goals set by the management for the housekeeping. Discuss why occupancy is the key factor in controlling the department's expenses. The general goal set by the management for the housekeeping is to always keep the hotel feels fresh, look fresh, and look clean at all times, in order to make sure that the comfortability of their customer and to gain their satisfaction. Second is to keep the occupancy high by maintaining the products on its excellent condition to keep their payroll stable. And third, the operating expenses are in line with the hotel occupancy. Occupancy is the key factor on controlling the housekeeping department's expenses because it is the source of hotel's revenue other than the hotel amenities. So, for example, during low peak season, the hotel assigned staff schedules alternately or give day offs because only few guests is accommodated and the business didn't want to spend more than their earnings. So, and the housekeeping department is the most expensive department because of its large number of employees. So, as much as possible, they have to balance the accounts receivable to their accounts payable for the payrolls and cleaning material expenses. For 3 question is, discuss the 3 important hotel metrics. How do we compute for them? How are they related to one another in concept? And is a fully booked hotel guaranteed a high revenue? So, the 3 hotel metrics are the occupancy percentage, average daily rate or ADR, and the RevPAR or revenue per available room. First is occupancy percentage. So this measures the percentage of available rooms during a specific time period. It is computed by dividing the total number of rooms sold by the number of rooms available and then multiply it by 100. So occupancy percentage is the basis on how many employees to call for tomorrow's operation, and normal occupancy will be always below 100% aside from motels that sells their room twice in a day because of their short-term accommodations. Second is average daily rate or ADR. It is defined as the measure of average rate paid for room sold during a specific time period. It is calculated by dividing the room's revenue and the number of rooms sold, and the rooms that are FOC or free of charges must be excluded on the computation. And ADR is used to check if the hotel is profitable or not. And lastly, the RevVAR or the revenue per available room. So this measures the revenue that is generated by a property in terms of each room available. So this computes the unoccupied rooms, and it is calculated by dividing the room's revenue to rooms available. And ADR or average daily rate must be higher than the RevVAR except when the hotel is fully booked. So, is fully booked hotel guaranteed a high revenue? My answer is no, because most of the hotels sells their room with promos or with discount on their affiliated websites, and the deluxe room that costs cheaper is the one that is fully occupied most of the time. And the only time that a fully booked hotel have high revenues is during holidays, wherein the room rates are set higher than its usual rates, but still people paid for it. The fourth question is, what are the different types of maintenance activities done by the engineering department? How beneficial are those activities in the revenue generation? The three types of maintenance activities done by the engineering departments, namely preventive maintenance, routine maintenance, and emergency maintenance. So preventive maintenance is to minimize the maintenance cost and prolong the life of equipment. The routine maintenance, it is an ongoing basis of maintenance to prevent room from being out of order because of it failed appliances inside the rooms that lessen the ability of the hotel to gain profit. And the emergency maintenance, it is the response to an urgent situation wherein the equipment suddenly fails. And lastly, the fifth question is, explain the relationship between the guest cycle or hotel operational cycle to the administrative guest cycle. So the guest cycle obviously focuses on the phase of activities done by the guest, while administrative guest cycles are employee activities to fulfill during the different stages of the guest cycle. The first stage of the guest cycle is the pre-arrival phase. So under the administrative guest cycle, the duty of the reservation clerk is to arrange the accommodation, entertain the guest inquiries, acquire their personal information or the different personal requests of the guest for their leisure activities or business activities to be done at your hotel. The second stage of the guest cycle is the arrival of the guest at the hotel. So, under the administrative guest cycle, the front desk officer is responsible for the registration of the guest, receiving the payments from the guest with tentative reservations or from walk-in guests, update the PMS with guest information, provide product knowledge to the guest, and release the guest key card. The third stage under the guest cycle is in-stay. So guest stays at the hotel doing their leisure or business activities, having good times in restaurants or hotel bars. And under the administrative guest cycle, the hotel staff is responsible to always check or update the guest account for their unpaid expenses. The fourth stage of the guest cycle is the guest departure from the hotel. So, under the administrative guest cycle, the front desk officer, the accounting, and the housekeepers join forces during the checkout of the guest. So, an updated PMS will be checked once again by the front desk, called the accounting if the account is settled, and the housekeeper to check the rooms if there is something that is damaged or missing, and that will be an additional charges, or a guest property are mislaid, lost, or abandoned. And the last stage of the guest cycle is the post-departure. So, it is the night after the guests leave at the hotel. And the activities under the administrative cycle is that a night auditor will verify all the charges made during the last 24 hours of stays of the guests at the hotel and see whether the charges were debited to the right account, checks every room status, and the night manager will post appropriate room and tax rates. Also, at this stage of the guest cycle, administrative guest cycle will keep the guest histories for their future stays, so that if the guests come back at the hotel, they will be greeted, welcome back to our hotel, ma'am, sir, like that. So that's it for my oral assessment, sir. Thank you.